and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel, guys, on what is Super Bowl Sunday. And well, this has been a super weekend for Barca, and this continued at the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan, because what a match this was. I mean, there were so many twists and turns, it was quite stop-start at times, but in the end of it all, we've gone from Fermin Lopez changing this game, scoring a massive goal, from ecstasy to agony, though, as he was sent off. But Barca held firm. We were not going to lose out here. We were always going to take home the points and make up that gap. In La Liga, it's a big win. It is a big moment in the title race. And coming up here, we are going to be talking all about the game we've just seen, all of the goals, and indeed, guys, we will be celebrating. So come on, and let's do this. Because indeed, guys, coming into this game right here on Sunday night, Barca knew we had a massive opportunity because of what happened on Saturday night there in the Madrid derby. Finished Real Madrid 1, Atletico Madrid 1. And of course, in terms of Barca and the title race, that was the absolutely perfect result for us, because it meant that both teams effectively dropped 2 points. And we knew then that coming into this game against Sevilla, massive pressure. We had to perform, we had to deliver in this game to close the gap. And look what we've achieved now. And this has been quite an incredible turnaround over the past few weeks here to turn the gap, which was nearly reaching double figures between us and the top of the league, to now we are within 2 of Real Madrid. And remember, with a superior head-to-head record, and we are now 1 point away from Atleti in second place. And I just think here, every single player and the coaching staff at Barca, they deserve real credit. We know we went through a tricky time in the league there. We had results, we had a lack of momentum, but we've clawed it back, and that has come with hard work and big performances, just like we saw tonight. Because in terms of the starting lineup tonight, guys, from Hansi Flick, it was, kind of like we expected, but there were a few little tweaks to it from Flick there, and there was a surprise at centre-back, really, with the partnership. Roldo Araujo partnering Inigo Martinez. That is a duo there that we haven't really seen at all this season, to be perfectly honest with you. They very rarely played together. In midfield, Gavi did return, of course, following that very serious head collision, and Robert Lewandowski returned to the starting lineup tonight, and of course, he found his way onto the score sheet. And can we just say again, guys, and can we just mention here, Barca started yet another game really quickly, and especially away from home here against Sevilla. It's not an easy stadium, it's not an easy environment to play in, but we started the game really well. And you look at it right here, Raphinha picks out a great cross, and he had some wonderful balls into the area tonight, and you've got to credit Inigo Martinez here. The leap is incredible. He really gets up so well. He wants that ball more than any other player. He's gunning for it there. He gets a really good header on it, places it there to the back post, and you just know that's the kind of area, that's the kind of position that Robert Lewandowski is going to be lurking in there. Lewandowski gets a really good foot to it, just gets it to the back of the net, and Barca, inside of 8 minutes there in this game, had the lead, and it was looking very good. Now, of course, guys, it only kind of looked good, though, for a few seconds. I mean, it was a great start, it was the perfect way to start a game, but it was the absolute worst way to defend after you've just scored a goal. I mean, literally, from the kickoff, Sevilla equalised, and it's a terrible mistake here. Or is it, in terms of the offside trap? Because when you're looking at the replays here, Barca, it seems to be incredibly tight. Is it Araujo playing Sevilla on? Is it Inigo Martinez when the ball is played, the deeper man? It's a little bit confusing, especially there when you're looking at VAR. Now, they say it's Araujo. They say that he was the man playing Sevilla onside, but there's a lot of confusion over the lines that were drawn, the angles that were shown on VAR. Nobody really knows what on earth happened on this goal, but all that we do know is Sevilla did end up scoring. Sevilla did level things up. And you've also got to mention, and plenty of times in today's game, I'm going to talk about it more later as well, Wojciech Szczesny. He had a really big intervention there at 1-1 in this game, 15 minutes in. It's a great save. It's a great moment here, because we all know in this kind of position we've seen it this season, if you get that wrong, it's a penalty, and it's a disastrous situation there. So he times that absolutely spot on, and really, really well done from Szczesny. But unfortunately, guys, actually in the aftermath there of that save, Ronald Araujo got injured. Now, it was a bad tackle there, late challenge by Saul. Contact there on the ankle of Araujo. He was in a lot of pain, and as you can see, he tried to play on, but he had to go off. He had to be subbed off injured, and on the bench, very, very emotional, clearly in some pain, but I think mainly it's the mental toll right now. You know, Araujo's been waiting to get back in this team. That's one thing that he really, really wants to do. He gets a big start tonight from Hansi Flick, and then he goes down injured there very early in the game, and Pau Kubasi had to come on in his place there, and right now we're hearing it's a potential ankle sprain for Araujo. We don't know for sure yet. You know, that would be something like 2-3 weeks out injured if it was just a sprain, but it all depends there on the severity of that ankle injury. So we have to wait and see how Araujo does, but hopefully that will not be a serious one. But again, guys, like I say, Szczesny called into action multiple times this game, and as well in the second half too, because right here, Lou Di Bacchio has a great bicycle kick. You know, really great effort to goal here. Fantastic connection on it. But again, Szczesny's across. You know, he's stretching out to his left-hand side, making the saves that, you know, he should make, but they are still important. They are still very valuable saves in this game. And going into half-time, it was kind of anybody's game. You know, Sevilla were having their fair share of chances. They were kind of breaching our backline at times. It was, like I say, quite scrappy. A few injuries, you know, lots of players going down and, you know, long breakups in play. It wasn't an easy game. Far, far from it. And that was why the second half was massive from us. Absolutely huge. And it all started with Hansi Flick. Because yet again, guys, you've got to say, it's another one of these moments going into a second half of a game, needing something to change. Flick never hangs around. He is straight in there with a sub. Okay, how can I impact the game? How can I change the game? I'm not going to wait until the hour mark. Let's do it now. And immediately there, into the second half, Fermin Lopez comes on, and it's Gavi there, the man that is replaced. And it was an absolutely crucial sub. And of course, Fermin went on to really impact the game in many ways. He had a very, very eventful few minutes out there on the field. And Fermin coming on, immediately scoring, and he also wouldn't be the last Flick sub to score in this game either. But can we talk about that Fermin goal? Because the assist from Pedri, you know, the only word I can use to describe it, wizardry. It was wizardry from Pedri. And yet again in this game, he is so impactful in the way that he's able to play this passage there. Picks it up, quick look up, and he can pull it off every single time. Their wonderful pass into Fermin, perfectly weighted. And Fermin really has just picked up where he's left off in recent games. He's really started to rediscover that goal-scoring touch. He arrives, brilliantly timed run yet again from him. Good finish. And that's a massive impact. You know, that is exactly what Flick would have said. He was coming on in the second half, get in these positions, get in there, make an impact in this game, turn it in our favour. And you know what? He definitely did that. There's no two ways about that. Even though, of course, he does get sent off. Not ideal. We're going to talk about that. But at the same time, he still scored that crucial goal. And that should not be understated right here, guys. But yet again, there was panic. You know, we just scored, got ourselves ahead, and yet again, I thought we conceded. And I was thinking, no, surely not. But luckily, we were all put out of our misery. The referee there in the end deciding that, yeah, it actually was offside this time. Barca working the offside trap to much better effect. Thankfully, Sevilla did not equalise again. And then we had maybe a bit of a controversial moment in the game. In my opinion there, when it comes to the officials, it was one of many. Because, well, Sevilla, they were screaming for a penalty, for a push from Jules Koundé. Now, in my opinion, guys, and obviously I am 100% biased here, it's a Barcelona channel, but having said that here, I just don't think it's enough. You know, yeah, okay, Koundé has a little bit of a hand on the back. The hand is there. It's not a push, though, is it? I mean, we're talking about sending a grown man sprawling to the ground. I mean, in my opinion, that is simply not enough contact there, not enough force from Jules Koundé to be a penalty for Sevilla. So obviously, you can understand if they're unhappy, but in my opinion, that was definitely not enough for a penalty, because Barca then, quite conveniently, went straight down the other end and scored a wonder goal. Now, this goal from Raphinha, it is an unbelievable piece of play because as he receives the ball here in a central area, we've seen him pick up these great positions in recent games. He senses then the tackle coming in, sidesteps that wonderful play from Raphinha, and then just one look up, smashes it bottom left corner. And he takes that on, by the way, with his right foot. I mean, this is an absolute worldy finish from Raphinha. It was emphatic there, taking it on his own, individual magic. And that is a massive goal to make it 3-1. They're at 2-1. It's still anyone's game. It's still very open. Sevilla are very much in it. That goal really took the game away from Sevilla. It was so crucial there from Raphinha. What a goal from him. What a season he's having. These defining, game-changing moments. He's had so many of them, and he continues to wow each and every one of us. And then, of course, we had another big decision from the officials, because originally Fermin was given a yellow card, but then the referee had a good look at VAR and decided, okay, let's send the guy off. He got a straight red there for Fermin, and we had to play the final 30 minutes of the game with 10 men, which obviously, that was a bit scary. That was not ideal at all. And again on this one, in the old days in football here, we're talking about the good old days in the game. Well, this would be a clean, old-fashioned, hard tackle. Because the thing you've got to say here is, Fermin gets the ball. Now, there's no doubt about that. He makes contact first with the ball. Now, the problem, of course, is the follow-through. Now, obviously, it's a very quick challenge there. He sort of jumps into it. You could say he's maybe out of control. It's the follow-through, which is the real problem. Now, my issue here is not necessarily that Fermin was sent off, because obviously we don't want to see dangerous challenges in the game. My problem is we've seen so many challenges like this against Barca this season, and they have not only not been sent off, but a lot of the time VAR don't even bother looking. They do not even bother having a look, a check of it. And I just think here it's about the inconsistency. Yeah, okay, send Fermin off for this, but let's see some consistency in the decisions. But in the end, like I say, Fermin had his impact on the game. It wasn't ideal that he was sent off. We had to play a long time there with 10 men, but we got through that there. We really adapted as a team. And as you can see right here, Hansi Flick there making changes. Lewandowski coming off in the game. Frenkie de Jong as well. Dani Olmo coming on then. And Eric García as well. And it was quite an interesting shape from Barca, because you thought maybe it was going to be Olmo down the middle, but it wasn't. He actually played more off to the left-hand side. Raphinha there was quite high up in that central position. Eric García slotting into midfield there, and he was also booked for quite a strong tackle as well. And I think one player that would have been really disappointed by today would probably be Ferran. A hat-trick in midweek, didn't even get on the field today for one single minute, so really tough for him there. But like I say, I think Szczesny in today's game, guys, I think he had some important moments. And in the second half there was nothing extraordinary that he had to do, but there was a few shots in and around him there that he just had to deal with. And there was one that was really powerful, he batted it away, and he didn't take any risk. This is the kind of game here, with 10 men, you don't want to make any mistake. You don't want to concede there any real errors from your goalkeeper. And I just think he kept everything nice and calm, nice and tidy, and that was what we needed, some leadership in this kind of situation. Before then, we put the game out of sight, and it was quite incredible to see Barca navigating their way through the final exchanges of this game and adding a fourth goal. Raphinha, great free kick, fantastic delivery, as we've said there, he's capable of that. Dani Olmo doesn't touch the ball, luckily, he would have been in an offside position, and who is at the back post but Eric García? Yet again, guys, you've got to say, Eric García is contributing. He really is. You can see every game now why Flick was so desperate to keep him. He is a really big fan of him in midfield, of him in defence. He adds so many different characteristics to this team, and Flick is a really big admirer, an important member of the squad. You need players like this in a long season, with different events that happen in games, going down to 10 men, needing some characters and some solidity in there. Eric García certainly helping the team today. And it was just a massive win. There is no two ways about that here. With the draw in the Madrid derby, with both teams dropping points, we had to win. We had to take on this opportunity. And that is exactly what every single player did tonight. But like I say, guys, along with Barca's incredible victory against Sevilla tonight, it is indeed Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm sure that many of you right now are going to be rushing away from the video there to catch the very first minutes of the game. It is Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles. And even Lionel Messi is going to be in attendance at the game tonight. And honestly, guys, just let me know in the comments down below, along with all of your favourite moments from the Barca game. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Who would you like to win? And I'm going to let you guys decide on that. I'm not going to get too involved in the verdict. All that I will say is I have absolutely loved watching Barkley this season. He has been such an incredible player to watch, and I'm just hoping it's going to be a real spectacle out there tonight. It's going to be a late one, lots of late nights here happening, but guys, what a great weekend it's been. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're going to enjoy it right into the early hours. Thank you indeed for watching here today, and for all of your great support. But until next time, as always, Vejska, El Barca.